Back with another video, Bad News Brown. Now, this video is going to be sort of like a public service announcement, I guess. And it's simply basically good advice is good advice. I don't care where it's coming from. And I say this because sometimes I hear people say, well, man, I don't want to listen to him. Man, he's a dope fiend or he's a bum. But hey, that don't mean because he's a bum he ain't got knowledge. It's no different than somebody telling you about driving a car and they don't own a car right there to there. That don't mean nothing. Game is game. But at the same time, I do understand that you need to be following or listening to people that's actually doing what you trying to do. That's actually practicing what they preach and walking the walk as opposed to talking it. I definitely get that. And yeah, that's recommended for the entire most part, but then there's layers to it. Again, like I said, just because sometimes you gotta listen to the people that coming back from the road that you going down, or even didn't make it all the way, and you run into them at that point and they're trying to tell you something. I suggest you need to listen. And also, there's another wise saying: it's better to know how to get rich than to be rich, because you can always do it again. There's plenty of successful people, even from billionaires, that have been broke, came back up, bankrupt, came back up. And so even if they're at one of their low points and they're trying to give you some game, you probably want to listen and take what applies to you and you can throw away the rest. So just because you see somebody that ain't successful in that particular endeavor that y'all may be talking about, if there's something that you can apply that they're telling you, you definitely need to listen. But again, that's like I said, there's layers to it, because if a motherfucker alcoholic and he's telling you not to drink, but he's drinking, you gonna be like, man, I ain't trying to listen to you. But again, you can take from it. You could be like, look at me, but this is why you don't need to. So it's layers. So you really got to know when. But good advice is good advice for the most part, regardless who it's coming from. Now, of course, the intent of the good advice, you may want to question that. But if it's just a genuine, hey man, whoom, 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 I think you need to listen. So just because somebody is a bum or a knock drug addict or a 9 to 5, a quote unquote regular person, don't mean they can't give you no game. They don't mean they can't drop no jewels on you. So again, it's a whole different way you need to look at that, y'all. And I just be hearing a lot of that often. And I also seen something online. I thought it was funny. I guess these what they call them, the social media influencers or whatever, was the one, I guess, Wes Watson, and he was on the little, what's that, the little fresher fit. Anyway, that's been going around. I actually clicked on it, and I guess, bro, he kind of like, the Wes Watson cat was like, man, I ain't listening to nobody. Well, really, he was talking about you gotta be successful in everything, which, okay, yeah, I agree with and all that. But at the same time, again, in life, there's levels to things, and other people was trying to tell him like, hey, man, it's more than success, and just that don't mean you're successful. Just because somebody heavy set don't mean he's not successful. I just kind of equate that to what I'm talking about now. Like, man, it don't mean you don't mean to listen to nobody, man. If they giving you some game, I suggest you listen to the shit. I'm gonna keep it 100. Now, again, of course, you do want to draw from people that's doing it or done did it. You want to definitely ask them. Experience is definitely the best teacher. So, and y'all tell me what y'all think about that, dude. Is it cool to get game or advice from people who ain't in the position that you want to be in, or know or did what y'all talking about, I guess what I'm saying, or game is game regardless if it's coming from a billionaire or a bum. That's just something I was just thinking about because I've been hearing that a lot lately. And I guess it could be, I don't even want to say situation, but the intent on the knowledge. Again, like I said, me personally, somebody say something that I think that I can take and apply, I'm going to use it. I don't care who or where it's coming from. Now, again, the intent is all definitely going to be, that's going to be questioned first. Whether it's somebody just trying to pull me to the side and pull my coat, on something, then, that's a little different. But at the same time, man, game is game, man, and I suggest y'all to absorb as much as y'all can and, of course, apply it. But even if, again, the person who's telling me ain't necessarily applying the game, that don't mean it ain't good game. Just because you ain't applying it, don't mean that when I don't apply it, it's going to work with me, and it may work for you if you apply it. But since you ain't, and they may not already know that, that's no different than like a homeless. A hella adult things we already know, motherfuckers we know that they used to be up and now they ain't up. That don't mean so they can tell you. So yeah, I think that may be the answer to the question, regardless. But y'all let me know, man, real quick. This is Bad News Brown breaking it down a little bit for y'all, just on some thinking out loud. Go ahead and subscribe to me, man. Hit that like or dislike, whatever, man. Peace.